Another week, another NASCAR race. We go from the Rock, and we're going to DEGA.
DEGA, baby.
DEGA. That's for you, Cody. That's just for you, Cody. Going to DEGA. Rockingham proved this whole weekend's been interesting.
Yep.
With the politicalness of what's going on to how the race panned out. I mean, it was... if you slept on it, you slept on it. And I kind of slept on a little bit of it. But we'll dive into it and we'll get into our DEGA lead in here shortly. So, Trucks, Jake Garcia got the pole, led 43 laps. He finished second. Daniel Hemrick finished. Hemrick, Carruth, and Enfinger all finished in the top 5. Frankie Muniz, once again, having issues. This time it seemed like it was nobody running into him. He had power steering issues. Tony Bredinger, she finished 18th. Which is not bad for her because she still gets into some of that nonsense that happens as well. And Tyler Ankrum broke his 130 winless streak, 130 race winless streak by winning the truck race, as it was a fuel mileage race, you could kind of say.
Yeah.
And Xfinity was kind of the same way. So going into Xfinity, this was Casey Kane's first time back after a while. He qualified third. I believe it was like Jesse Love got the pole. I can't fully remember. And I don't have it in my notes. It overall was an exciting race. Ryan Sieg got up there. He was running, holding his own, but they played the long game, and the long game didn't plan out. And then Catherine Legg. Yeah, that's a sigh for Catherine Legg. It's getting old. Minus the fact that she was going slow around a corner and tried to blame it on Sawalich running into her, taking out Casey Kane in the beginning of the race. She took J.J. Yaley's spot because she couldn't qualify to get in. Which, I mean, that's not... I don't like that. I don't like that idea where you got this guy that's hired in to come in, and then you're like, oh, sorry, you qualified well, but we're going to put her in there because she's bringing more money.
Yeah.
Especially like mid-weekend.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a little too politically charged. It's like,
and yeah, especially, I mean, it's even more heightened because you're dealing with a female going in there.
Yep.
And yeah, it didn't jive with me too well. Again, Ryan Sieg was doing well. He was one of the strongest cars. Him and I think it was Chandler Smith. I could be wrong on that one. They both ran out of fuel on a restart, and you could just see it and wiped out half the field. It was nuts. It was crazy. It was just like one of those. They started going and like nope, and they turned right instead of left. Jesse Love was one of those guys up there. Had a good run. He got out of the car to celebrate before we get to some of the sticking points. He got out of the car to celebrate, and he forgot to like leave it in gear. The car rolled back on him.
Whoops.
Like all the way down. They had one of the crew guys like holding on to it. Like, oh, okay, here we go. We got it. Thought that was kind of silly. But the big thing that came out of here is he got disqualified. It was a shim and control arm spacer is whatever. It was what I was reading. And to get a little more detail on it, I think I have something to do with the rear suspension is what kind of kicked him out. With that being said, they are appealing the decision.
Interesting.
But what got kind of brought up with that is how's that pass pre-race inspection?
Yeah.
That's the only question. I mean, and this is not even just them, but a couple of the other people pre-race, they pass it and then they fail.
Yeah, afterwards.
And it's not like they ran the car Like, sorry, Jenny, but it has been caught on radio that they've told Jimmy Johnson that when he goes and celebrates his win, to ram the back of the car into the wall so they can't find things that are wrong.
Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Yeah. Old 7-time is not just a 7-time winner, but multi-time cheater. Yeah, I threw that out there. I'm okay with that. I don't have to live with her.
Big trouble.
I just got to deal with her seeing her at church, talking to her. She'll yell at me.
Keeps you regular.
Yeah, right. So with that suspension, the winner of the Xfinity race was Sammy Smith, who also won the Dash for Cash. So Allgaier was up there running, but he got caught up in that Sieg incident in the fuel. But yeah, so Sammy Smith won the Dash for Cash, got that taken care of. Going on, and then Cup Series was off for Easter. They must have been running around hunting Easter eggs like the kids. I got a funny story for you about that too. We were out hunting Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Nieces and nephews over at the in-laws' house. They all get a color code.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all starting to look. Nathan's blue. Some of the other kids pink, orange, so on.
Yep.
Mother-in-law tells Felicity, your eggs are purple. She starts looking around. I don't see any purple eggs. Picked up some eggs. Like, nope, those are blue eggs. They were like, I don't even know what color they were. But they're like, oh, no, those are blue eggs. I'm like, okay, well, there's no purple eggs out here.
Right.
Come find out, there was one purple egg in the container. The rest of them were yellow.
Oh, no.
So Felicity's looking at us like we're nuts because she's like, I don't see anything. I see yellow eggs. I don't see anything else.
I can just imagine her face. Just
yeah.
like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it was nuts. So
so she was a yellow purple.
Yeah. She had one purple and the rest yellow. And the crazy thing is the nieces that live out in Colorado, I think they were purple and gold. They didn't have a yellow in their list. Like, oh, maybe one got kind of like turned around.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's funny.
So, yeah, that was pretty funny.
Memorable for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish you could have gotten that face on video.
Yeah, I probably should have. You know, I was debating on doing some of that, but I ended up not doing it this time.
Yeah. Just to see her face when she's like, I don't have any eggs. Like, I don't.
Yeah, right? Yeah, you get nothing. Nothing. Good day, sir. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of not. I mean, there was a lot that happened, but it was Trucks and Xfinity. You didn't have the big anything going with Cups, Cup race. I guess the big buildup was getting in the DEGA between what was going on with Cletus McFarland and Dale Jr. and his podcast. I mean, apparently Cletus gave Dale swans too.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So that was pretty funny.
You're both into swans.
Yeah. I didn't watch that one yet, but that seems to be the one to watch. I watched Cletus's, and then I went back and I watched Dale Jr.'s.
Okay.
So Dale did more of the information driving around the track, not just the drag truck that he brought. The Dale truck.
Yeah.
So technical difficulties.
Yeah, I haven't gotten caught up on any of that stuff. Really, I've heard about it and talked about it, but I haven't seen them for myself yet. So, at some point, I'll get caught up and watch them. They're not going anywhere.
No, they're not. They're fun. They're trying to get Dale to come to the next Freedom 500.
Yeah.
Next year.
I think he was invited this year, but
I think he was invited the past 2 years.
He could have been.
But yeah, he was picking up this like ugly shirt in the gift store, and he's like, I can't walk away without this. And he's like, where am I going to wear this? And Garrett Mitchell, who's Cletus McFarland, goes, you wear it to the Freedom 500 next year. Hell, you can wear it to dinner with your wife.
Perfect.
So that was
a nice
funny.
pair of Crocs.
Yeah, right. It was oh man, it was one of those like sublimated shirts that has, I don't even know what it has on it, but it was funny. And then it was even funny on the Dale Jr. one. They're going around. Dale's showing him the the museum, Talladega Museum, and he's sitting there drinking a Mountain Dew Baja Blast that he got at the gift shop. And he's just sitting there sipping on it, and they're talking about the cars and stuff. He's like, oh, man. Then at the very end, he's standing to the entrance, and there's like 3 signs that say no food or drink beyond this point. Like, I guess when you're with Dale Jr., you can do whatever the heck you want to.
Rules don't apply.
Right, exactly. But those are both good if you haven't, both the Dale Jr. and the Garrett Mitchell, Cletus McFarland one to go out and watch.
Yeah.
Man, St. Louis is pounding it on Winnipeg. We got the hockey game on in the background because it is playoff season. We need more playoffs. I used to have that on here. Anyway. Yeah, so moving forward, let's go ahead and get into some, since we're already talking about DEGA.
Yeah.
Why don't they let chickens race at Talladega?
Not sure.
Because they always chicken out at the last lap. Why did the race? What did the race car say to the driver at Talladega? I'm tired. Let's take a pit stop. That one could fit anywhere. Why did the NASCAR fan bring string to Talladega? That's so silly. To tie one on after the race.
These are bad.
Yeah, they're real bad. Thanks, ChatGPT. What do you call a Talladega driver who never crashes? A myth.
Oh, nice.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then why was a traffic cone jealous of Talladega? Because it never gets to see cars go that fast without getting flattened.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that one goes perfect with PennDOT's push on all the road signs around. Don't blow through the safety, the construction work.
Yeah.
I guess you see a PennDOT truck doing like 80.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, good. If you know, you know, especially in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So moving on, we have some information that came out. So we talked about the Xfinity Series rear suspension violation on the 2. They're appealing it. I haven't seen anything about if they're going to, if the appeal was won or anything like that.
Yeah.
Jesse Iwuji's going to be back in the car. I think he's in the 95 this year.
Who is that? I'm not even sure who that is.
Jesse Iwuji is he was former military. He's between Bubba and Raja on black drivers,
Gotcha.
African American drivers, whatever you want to call them. But his big push is he's former military.
Yeah.
So he's got like that backing with him, and it's kind of cool. He's pretty smart, knowledgeable. I think he's done pretty good. If I remember correctly, he's held his own.
Yeah.
In the race, I don't think he's never ran Cup. He's ran Xfinity, and I could be wrong on the Cup, but I don't recall him.
So is he back for just DEGA, or is he going to do a stint? Yeah.
Yeah, just for DEGA. As far as I can tell, just for DEGA. He's never really run a season.
Yeah.
He's run like races here and there.
Yeah. Who's he driving for?
It's the 95, I think it is. I don't know. They didn't really put out a team.
Yeah.
Team name. Let's find out. Let's see here. He's got his own team. He's 37 years old. Kind of give you an idea. So this was a quote-unquote surprise run. He's a U.S. Navy officer. And this is his first time being back in over 2 years. He's running the 91 for DGM. So he's run 17 Xfinity races between 2020 and 2023, placing as high as 11th at Daytona. He's also 16th previous starts in the Truck Series with the best finish of 17th at Texas. And then DGM 91 cars had Bilicki, Myatt Snyder, CJ McLaughlin, to go behind the wheel. They also field a second team with Ryan Ellis piloting the 71. The team is partnering with Jesse Iwuji Motorsports for the effort. He competed at DEGA in the Xfinity and Truck Series as well as ARCA in the past, finishing 15th in the ARCA race at Talladega and 18th and 19th in a truck race the following year, 28th in his lone Xfinity race. So he has some experience. And then there's going to be 41 cars on the entry list, but only 38 make the spot, so he's got to get it. Catherine Legg, who, as I was mentioning earlier before, missed it with Jordan Anderson Racing, but then jumped ship and got on with Joey Gase Motorsports, has also entered in to the race. I'm ready for that experiment to be over with.
Yep.
I think a lot of people are, but so that's pretty.
Reminds me of Donica 2.0.
But Donica could hold her own though.
Yeah, but she did a lot of wrecking.
She did.
And that's the thing. It's like, you put them in the race. Like, I don't care, but like when it like messes other people up on a regular basis, it's like, when are we gonna start buying her in and just putting these drivers in that don't really belong?
I mean, I'll give
for
it
entertainment purposes.
I'll give it. Danica went left though more often than Catherine did. Catherine's coming from.
Donica wasn't bad. Like, she wasn't terrible, but obviously the news clippings would always find articles where she slid a little bit and took somebody else out, or took her. So like, they always find articles to make it really well known. But it's just like, if you don't belong to be there, like, you shouldn't be there. Like,
right.
I wish there was a little bit more. Like, I don't know, rules, not really rules, but just ways to make sure that.
Yeah. Well, it's frustrating because you have like not so much Danica, because Danica held her own, and I'll give it to her. She got her way in there. She sucked it up, but she got her way in there. Whereas Catherine's like paying her way in, I feel like, and she's getting to run these races. And they go and tell, the name just slipped my head, that she couldn't run a Cup Series race as Super Speedway. One of the older women she run trucks, and let's see if I can find it real quick while I'm thinking about it. And then you have like somebody like Haley Deegan that tries, and nothing. Tony Bredinger, I think she's holding her own. Who knows what will happen? I mean, maybe if she was in better equipment, she could do better.
Yeah.
Natalie Decker's out right now because she just had a kid. Let's see if I can find that person. But I feel like if you're a female, you're either paying your way in or you're just going to wreck it out. I mean, like we were saying, Danica ran.
It's like a marketing stunt, honestly.
Probably.
I mean, look at any of them in the last 10 years.
Right.
Donica was a big GoDaddy website push.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then
Jennifer Jo Cobb.
Yeah.
She tried to run the Cup Series and they said no.
Yeah.
And she's one of these that maybe she paid her way in, but she never wrecked anybody on purpose.
Yeah.
And she always ran in the back of the pack because of the equipment that she got.
Yeah.
But she kept it clean out on the track, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. I just saw, I think it was, I guess it was Bredinger this weekend, and she had, ELF or whatever for a sponsor. I think that's like a makeup brand or something like that.
Yeah, that's like, who's sponsoring Leg.
So that's like, it's a marketing stunt. It's like, hey, we're going to get publicity because they're the only female on the whole circuit, and we're going to sponsor her because we're going to get the most amount of TV time. It's just a marketing stunt is really all it is.
I'm sorry. When I think of that, I think of Larry the Cable Guy. He had in his thing, we need like women's products sponsoring everything, like the Tampon 200 or something like that, or
Was this him being a comedian or being serious?
No, a comedian.
Yeah.
The KY jelly car just slid right in, right into first. Oh, it's hilarious. It's funny. That's what I feel. It's like, we're all about getting women in the sport, and hey, whatever, if they can run well. I mean, women have been running the top fuel dragsters. Look at Force's daughter.
Oh yeah,
Brittany Force.
Yeah. I mean, there's statistics about, women reaction time, women's different things that, like, they're just physically better.
Yeah.
I don't know that NASCAR is the best debut of
turning left.
Those skills. But yeah, in drag racing, women are definitely typically better. Their reaction times are faster.
Yeah. Well, they're blowing through the fuel, so they just can't keep going and blow through the stop.
Yeah.
And everything. Yes, I did say that. Oh well. You guys know it's true. And gals.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things. I think I hate it because I think you have women like a Brenninger, a Decker when she was doing it. Cobb too. I'll throw Cobb in there, and Deegan. They're trying to do it, and yeah, I guess you could argue Deegan has some of Brian's money, but at the same time, they're trying to push themselves, and then you have somebody like a Leg come in and runs the race and just is wrecking people because she can't drive the car.
Yeah.
But we still want to keep putting her in a car.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I guess it's all the money, like you said.
It's just money and marketing. Just how can we make money?
Right. And like for argument's sake, if somebody wants to say, well, Deegan with like I was saying with Haley Deegan the money, she was running Monster. You can't. Monster has some kind of funny sponsorship that you can't get die casts.
Yeah.
Look at Ty Gibbs and Reddick.
Yep.
So can't use that one because that was one of her primary sponsors for the longest time.
Yeah.
It's just it's annoying. Get the people that can drive right. And then like Frankie Muniz, yeah, he's got to pump his money into it some. I want to see what he can do if somebody doesn't take him out.
Yeah. A clean race.
Yeah.
Him and Kligerman.
Yeah.
Whether it's NASCAR
Parker
taking them out or a driver taking them out.
Yeah, you're right. Kligerman's one of those that
I like both those guys.
Yeah. The thing with Frankie, though, is I think if he was in good equipment, he could do better.
Yeah.
The argument, I guess you could say with him now is he's shooting another Malcolm in the middle right now as well.
Yeah.
So is that taking his eye off the ball?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I'm excited to see what Cletus will do this weekend.
Yeah. So the ARCA race going on. We got Cletus McFarland, Garrett Mitchell is running, and he said it was weird. I don't know. They do pack qualifying, which is odd. So with that being said, they're out there in a drafting pack, which Dale Jr. was like, I don't understand that. I don't believe it. It's weird.
Yeah. It does seem weird.
I don't think that would make sense. Because if you're in the back, if you get in a crappy pack, you're toast. Because even if you have a faster car than all of them.
They've always done weird stuff. Even with the group qualify.
Yeah.
Like, you could be better than someone else in the other group, but just because you're in this group, it's like...
Oh, you see it all the time.
I don't understand. Like, just make it raw. Just lap time's lap time. Like, doesn't matter what group you're in.
Or let's go back to single car qualifying. And I don't understand that because they did single car qualifying. Where were they last? The Cup Series. Was it Bristol?
Yeah, I think so.
They did single car qualifying. Now, granted, that's
small.
13-second lap, whatever. But it's... yeah, let's keep it the same. We did it. They've done it before for the longest time before 2020. It's like ever since 2020 hit, let's change things up.
Yeah.
Like even the trading cards. Nathan goes and looks at some of them and they're 2020 cards and he's like, I want to see the person's face. I don't want to see them with a face mask.
Yeah.
Silly, but
yeah.
The way they changed some of the racing. Now, the teams, I think they said they like it because they're saving money.
Yeah. With less practice and all that other different things. Yeah.
And especially because you got iRacing out there too. That's helping.
Yeah.
But I want a $30,000 rig if I'm racing and all that. I want one of the rigs that'll actually hydraulically move around.
Right.
Feel everything.
And from listening to, LaJoy's podcast over the years, like these small teams don't have money for that kind of stuff, so they're relying on their partnership to get, some oddball, 3 to 5 a.m., simulator time just to be able to get in on it. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Like it's a huge investment for something, but these little teams don't have those kind of funds.
Right.
So it's interesting.
That's a very good point there. Between that and just, there's so many different factors that'll go in there that they've changed. That, why not go back to single car qualifying? You're not changing how many times you're out there on the track.
Yeah.
You're taking away the idea that on, your Group A that's going out before is putting the rubber down, so B is going to be faster.
Right.
Because they even changed it where it's like Group A is going to be the inside, Group B is going to be the outside whenever you're qualifying.
Yep.
So that...
Well, and there's some stuff that they're hitting like time of day.
Right.
They're hitting edges of sunlight, and it's like some people are running in shaded track, some people are running in daylight track, and it's like, guys, you got to understand that it needs to be as close to the same as humanly possible.
Right. Yeah. Because
you got TV schedules. There's too much to coordinate, I'm sure, because it's like TV schedules. They got certain shows that are on certain times. So like I know weekends are laid out based off of that type of stuff, but just like, man, it's so complicated.
Casey Mears pulled it out on one podcast a few weeks ago, talking somewhere about how much things changed whenever the broadcasting got put into that. So yeah, I don't know. Is it going to change back the other way? Probably not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They did change the damaged vehicle policy on Cup Series. That now you can reset the flap. No, it's not the flaps. I don't think it is the flaps. I think it's that drop down strakes and stuff in the bottom of the car.
Yeah.
You can fix those without incurring any issues. Big news is Rodney Childers is out at Spire.
Yeah.
That broke yesterday. They claimed it was mutually agreeing part ways. My problem with that is you got a guy. It's only been 9 races and you're kicking him out.
Yeah.
He's with Justin Haley. I think they said they've averaged a 24th finish. But it's like deja vu all over again because they did the same thing for Corey on the Olympic off break. Cut him. They're doing it to Childers on the Easter break.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of weary about Spire.
Well, my thing is I feel like they're trying to. I don't even know how to word this. I felt like they wanted to get better, but it's like, oh, now we're kind of getting better than no. Because Justin Haley had speed, he just can't finish.
Yeah,
and you fire like last year. You fire the driver because the car's not performing well.
Right.
Then this year you're gonna fire the crew chief because the car's not performing well.
Yeah.
You're kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth.
Yeah.
And then you have, is Michael McDowell going to be out soon? Then
yeah,
get rid of all the old people.
Yeah, start fresh.
I just wonder where Childers is going to go.
Yeah.
If he's going to retire, if he's going to take more of an office type job,
right.
or
right.
what? I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. See what happens.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams are probably have already called him multiple times.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's a stinking Cup Series champion crew chief, and and then you kick him to the curb after 9 races.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't think that's I think that's one of those kind of, we're going to fire you, but let's make it look good for both of us by saying we're going to part ways.
Right. That's what I said before the show here. I was like, what changed in 9 races that he wanted to be there and then all of a sudden he didn't?
Yeah.
Like, people don't just change jobs for fun. Like, obviously he was leaving a situation that, opportunity that was no longer available.
Right.
But like, he could go probably almost anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
because he was announced for any of the drivers were announced where they were going after with Stewart Haas shutting down for the most part. It'll
be interesting to see what happens.
He needs to go to the 19 team, if you ask me.
I was going to say that. You want him on the 19? Go back 5 years and then put him on the 19?
There you go. Shoot, I'd just take 2 years.
Yeah, that's true. Well, then you could, if you had 5 years, you could put a competition number on Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, that's true. My thing, though, I mean, if we're going to, let's go ahead and let's go back in our time machine. I want to know who changed freaking tires and swapped them on the left and rights for Truex and then put the Bear Bond on the, or in certain areas for them to put that on the front of the car. And not just like the tape for covering up the intake.
Yeah.
That flipping championship that Joey got was rigged out the butt. I'm sorry. I remember listening to that when they were running, and their Tricks like, "Oh, this doesn't feel right," and they come in and they're like, "Oh yeah, they swapped the tires." What? How do you swap the tires? That's stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, gotta get back into reality, I guess. All-Star format has been revealed for the 2025 race. We're going to have 2 heat races. This hasn't changed, really. 2 heat races at 100 laps to determine the starting lineup, as well as a fan vote. So none of this has really just changed. The 250-lap main will still be there. The things that have changed, and this is still at North Wilkesboro, the things that have changed are we have the comp caution at 100. I don't think that's changed. There is a track promoter caution now that they can throw before lap 220. But if they choose to go between 200 and 220 and there's already been a caution, they lose this promoter caution or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And then the same thing will happen. The pit crew challenge will help determine pit selection. So the heat races will determine your lineup. The challenge will determine the pit selection, as well as there's going to be a manufacturer competition. Lowest combined finishing position wins. I heard something interesting. I don't remember if it was on Denny's podcast or not. And I say heard. I was reading it roughly. But apparently NASCAR went to the teams and said, let's make this a true open. Use whatever you want. Whatever combination you want. We're not going to give you, like, use this package. Use the mile and a half package or whatever.
Right. Give them free reign to all the options.
Yeah. And the team squashed it.
Yeah.
Like that. I thought that would be cool.
Yeah. It would be interesting for sure, but it might be expensive is what they're thinking.
Probably.
You know, you get these guys, especially in the bee's nest and behind, that are willing to take some high risk to make something happen. Mm-hmm. Well, then they take you out because they're running something. They talked a little bit about that when guys are running stickies and yellow, red tires and yellow tires. Right. And it's like, yeah, you get a guy that wears his reds out and all of a sudden he's sliding up the track and taking you out because he's overusing his reds.
Right.
It's like you get too much of that and it almost can get a little ugly. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have to think.
Yeah, that one got squashed, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Have to worry about it. Because this race is coming up soon. They go, let's see, after Talladega, I can't remember where they're going. Let's go here, month. On the 3rd, Andy's. So they're going to be at Texas next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then they move on.
Kansas.
Yep. Kansas, and then the All-Star. 18th is the All-Star.
Yep.
So the day after Felicity's birthday. With everything else that she wants, she can watch the All-Star race.
There you go.
That girl wants her ears pierced. She wants to go down to Sevierville again. She wants another cat.
Man. Just a low-key year then, huh?
Yeah. Let me go sell a kidney or something to pay for some of this stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the big change. I thought that was interesting, though, about opening up to run it. I get your points about it. I think from a fan perspective, it would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Even if it is to the point where you're like, okay, you can. It's not that we're going to allow you to do all these different combinations, but you're going to be able to change packages. You can run whatever package you want to. I think that's big.
Yeah.
Moving on to that, our odds for the Cup Series race. Oh, we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's go to the weekend schedule. Friday, we got Xfinity qualifying at 5:30. Saturday, we have the ARCA race on FS1 at 12:30. 4 o'clock Eastern is the Xfinity Series race on CW. And then Sunday, we got the Cup Series race on Fox. So no trucks this weekend. And then our odds for this race. We got Blaney at plus 850. He's the favorite. Brad Kay at plus 1,000. Joe Logano plus 1,000. Kyle Busch 1,200. Cindric 1,400. Elliott 1,400. Larson 1,500. Byron 1,600. Denny 1,600. So who were you picking for your race?
I'm gonna go with Blaney. I know it's the easy one. His odds are the best, but he's been pretty hot this year so far.
He has, and it's a super speedway.
Yeah, so I think he's got a really good chance of winning.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously the odds are there,
mm-hmm.
But I think he could definitely. He's one of 2 or 3 that I say that has a high chance of pulling it off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to see like Chastain or somebody that's not come out here and win.
Yeah, get the watermelons out.
Right, exactly. Paint scheme of the week.
It's got to be. We were texting a little bit this week. There's a couple that are all right, but I really think the winner has got to be the 99 Frosty Wendy's.
It is pretty slick.
It's a cool looking car.
We have our official paint scheme reviewers scheduled to do their review tomorrow.
So you check it out there.
So,
but yeah, it's a cool looking car for sure.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool.
And who doesn't love a Frosty?
Right.
I don't always love Suarez, but I do always love a Frosty.
Yeah. All right, so we got some fun stuff going on that we're going to be doing. And when we get some videos, it'll be wild. If you ever see the Joe Rogan podcast with Theo Vaughn, they hit the smelling salts. So yeah, I went on to Amazon and found a muscular bald eagle, probably made in China, smelling salts here. Yeah, this is gonna be wild. I kind of caught a hint because I was moving the thing around. Yeah, I got that ammonia. Oh yeah,
it tickles.
It tickles. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of smelling cat pee.
Yeah,
strong cat pee.
That it's almost unexplainable. Whew.
Yeah, that one's a good. Oh. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, these things hit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
These bottles. They used to be back in the day. They call
crackers.
Little
right?
crackers. Yeah. You get little. It almost looked like a nose plug.
Yeah.
And you'd crack them. They turn red, and then you'd get good ones. And it is playoff season. So if you watch NHL, watch the warm ups and watch the pregame, and you will see guys in the background on the bench doing the smelling salts before the game, and the amount and strength that they do compared to what should be, it is wild. I will never forget. It was probably 10 years ago. Blackhawks were in a series, something like that, and Patrick Kane literally had a smelling salt in his nose, in it, just totally just sucking it in. And I'm like, I don't know how do you do that? That is just, I'm good. I think one and done for me tonight.
The lid's pretty good.
These bottles are really, they're fresh, they're ripe.
This thing is like oh man.
It's like a little Tylenol bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
A 2-inch Tylenol bottle. But that stuff, you shake it and you crack the lid on it, and you're within a foot, and you'll.
Yeah. I got to bring this to the baseball games and get the players.
We should have done that. We could see who won this weekend, pretty much.
Yeah. I didn't take a strong enough hit to see who was winning. Oh man.
Good times.
Yeah, I think I see a little bit of Blaney.
little Menards.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I didn't look at his sponsor this weekend, but there's a good chance.
Yeah, it's a good chance. Yeah, Menards. Menards are body armor. It's probably a body armor car. I see it right now. Yeah. Yeah. That is wild.
A little fun.
Yeah, don't give that to kids.
No.
Or
pregnant women.
Or pregnant women, nursing or pregnant women. Because I wanted to do the Bomba sticks or whatever they were, and they're just like essential oils and menthol.
Okay.
It's like doing the Vicks.
I've never heard of those.
They're big thing going around on like TikTok and stuff.
Okay.
But you can get them at CVS.
Yeah.
I'm like, just give me.
See, I'm in the best spot with social media. So I can't talk. I got rid of it all. Like I don't have any of it. Right. I've been over 3 years without Instagram. I've been probably almost 10 without Facebook.
Until I send you clips.
But I get all of the best stuff sent to me. So I don't need to spend my time. I get all I get the cream of the crop, gets hand delivered to me. So it's perfect. Yeah. I get all the good stuff. I don't need to scroll and see in everyone else's lives. I can just do my thing, and I get all the best, funniest stuff. Yeah. So it works out. It works out.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man. So hopefully we'll have a treat for you guys next week going on.
Did you pick a driver? You going Blaney too?
No, I picked Chastain.
Oh, that's right. Watermelon.
Yeah.
We did talk about that.
I didn't see any watermelons.
Sorry, I'm having memory loss, I think.
Yeah, you might need to take another hit.
See if I can get reverse effects. Go backwards with it.
Yeah. I think I know some employees that might, starts with a C and an L. Might have to stop over with this thing and crack it open tomorrow after I get the fresh kicks on the fit.
Good times.
Oh boy. All right, everybody. Well, stay safe.
Quiet week this week, but
yeah, it was quiet.
Couple will be back, so.
Couple will be back. It'll be interesting.
There's gonna be lots to talk about next week.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's DEGA. It's DEGA.
There's always excitement from that alone.
Right.
And then we got, you got all sorts of stuff going on. Cup's back. You got Cletus racing ARCA.
Right. Yeah, it'll definitely be more things to talk about instead of us complaining about Catherine Legg driving 25 miles an hour.
That's right. And eyeliner sponsors and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Need the Tampon 500 next.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Easy. I don't even know any what was he saying? Or maxi pads. I don't know. I'll have to find this clip and play it next week. It's like a few minutes and it's hilarious.
Yeah. Is there any hotlines this weekend?
I did not see anything pop up. Yeah, and sorry guys, we missed the Raja Karuth hotline last week.
It was planned and we missed it.
Yeah, it was totally planned, but then we didn't have our smelling sauce to remember the phone number. Yeah. Before I forget, while we're talking about this, I'm going to go ahead and pull up because I take screenshots throughout the week. Talked about Spire. I think that's really everything that kind of popped up on here. Yeah, nothing. So yeah, I didn't really miss anything else. Talked about Jesse Love disqualified, Sammy Smith the winner. Yeah, good. I just want to make sure while we got everybody here on, and yeah, so I think that pretty much covers it for this week. We'll start adding. If you guys got any suggestions on some crazy things that you want us to do on the podcast, we'll turn this into like a Joe Rogan-esque, NASCAR, Rogan, or Theo, whatever. Yep. We'll keep it on the straight and narrow with the NASCAR, but we'll start adding some stuff in with smelling salts and
see all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, right. So anyway. We'll see you guys next week and hope you have a great weekend.
Yep. See you next week.
See ya.